Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Katawa Shoujo. As per usual, every day we are being woken up by an alarm clock. And that sound pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to raise up while making excuses as for why I already haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they are going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. Yikes. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way. A bit like me. The crazy part is, my old soccer outfit from the club, so I was 15, is still good at me. What the hell? I don't know how I managed that. Actually, I don't know if it's still good now after a supposed workout I'm doing, but it used to be good last summer. Anyway, after all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics, which include keeping the rest of my body in shape along with what little... Give me a second. Yeah, sorry, phone call. Where did I stop? After all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Okay, I read this. Basics, which include keeping the rest of my body in shape along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart and... I mean, that's true. I mean, technically, sure, you can't overexert yourself with arrhythmia and so on. But at the same time, this is a way to strengthen it, right? A bit. Maybe then I can go back to something approaching a normal life. Or at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic leg girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track, literally, like a half mechanical gazelle. I mean, if you've seen basically the runs on prosthetics, and I've seen some of them. Actually, of course, in the net, not anywhere else. I mean, no matter how you look at it, they run fast. They run really fast. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can remember. Amy. I remember now. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope. Her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he's oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and he's prompting me to do so. I'd be there. I mean, considering that this is high school, this is his third year, I'd be there at 4:30 AM, maybe 5 AM. Because at the time I was actually able to do that at that early. You know, my sleeping schedule was a mess. I mean, my sleeping schedule is a mess since always. And even things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant notes me on her last lap. She waves me cheerfully and jogs over.
Good morning! Your name is Hisao, right?
She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name.
You may not remember me! Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday.
Yeah, I remember. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling.
Yeah, sorry about that again.
Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine.
Great!
I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you?
That's right.
Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest.
What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy?
No. It's more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone to watch my every move. Unless you are here to do exactly that.
No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy haired transfer student who looked like he's kinda lost around the track.
So why are you down here? Because she's running? Amy strikes a dramatic pose.
Training!
For what?
Track!
I see. You're on the track team then. Amy nods enthusiastically.
Yep, I'm one of the better runners too.
And modest about it too. Hey, she does need to be modest about it.
Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know.
Now that I think about it. This is the second person that tries to recruit us. Except she's not so persistent. I think that much is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Hey, I hated it too. I did. And now, if I don't go, for various reasons sometimes, I'm like, God damn it, I wanna go. Oh, yeah, it's problematic. Once you get into it, it's problematic. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know. It's true, I never really got that much into soccer. That's also a lie about me. I mean, I run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Amy seems to understand my meaning.
I see. Not that into the whole organization thing. But now that we're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh?
Sure, I guess. Speaking of running, I mean, I guess I can share this story. Why the heck not? Last week, I went, actually, on a training with the first team from the club, football club, that I used to play at in junior teams. Yes, I did go. Why the heck not? I said, hey, can I go? I mean, can I come? Sure. And I went, and they were working on stamina. And god damn it, they are not very high in stamina. Like, literally, there was only one guy that was keeping up with me. I mean, technically I was keeping up with him because I had no idea what was the normal, usual routine for them to run, because it wasn't on the pitch, okay? But in like parky area, which I don't really go myself, because it's completely flat and my track is kinda up and down a little bit. So yeah, there was literally only one guy whose tempo was good, sort of. Funny. But that's also apparently because he's doing running on his own, other than football, so yeah. It was kinda fun. Anyway. Amy seems pleased.
Are you going to warm up?
Yes. Real men don't warm up, and that's bullshit.
Oh no, you always should warm up. Bet Hisao and smack!
She should smack him, seriously. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. Damn, she's cute.
I hate warming up too.
She laughs suddenly. I mean, sure, warming up is not fun, that's true. And I don't really understand why, but everyone used to tell me, yeah, you have to warm yourself up so you are exhausted. Dude, why? I just want, you know, the muscles to be ready for actual proper thing. I don't want to get exhausted before the thing. What's the point? I honestly never really looked up why it's done like that, and why would you do it like that? Never mind.
Heck, I don't even have to stretch my legs.
As if confirm her step, and she passes up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. I mean, sure, but then again, you still need to warm up the arms, the neck a bit, the back.
Let's go!
And then again, this is technically only running. Given that he's, well, not really much of a runner, and he can't run much, I guess it's kind of okay for him to not really warm up. Anyway, so we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she was like about being good at it. Amy moves fluidly, throwing herself around with a sort of wild abandon. I found myself concentrating more on running properly. That's also a good thing. First, you start proper form, you get it, and then it comes naturally. Hand spread, right? And it's about hitting on the balls of your feet rather than the heels. Yeah, I don't run on heels, that's true. I try to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently, I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with that sometime. Maybe during her route. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today and slow to walk pretty quickly. Hey, walk is also good. Emmy keeps running and doesn't even notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor.
Finished already?
I hang my head ruefully. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not in a very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling.
Well, the important thing is that you started right.
Yeah.
Next time, you just have to try to hold out longer, and then longer, and longer, and eventually will be great.
I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly.
Nah, I've got plenty of time.
I noticed that she's not wearing a watch. And that's also a good thing, I would say. I know. I mean, I work out without that. I feel like it's better for me. Like, watch kind of distracts you. I also run without headphones or phone on me. Sometimes I have a phone on me just in case, but yeah. No music, just the destructive thoughts. Are you sure? Another careless track.
Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao.
Yeah, see ya. I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or a failure, but I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out of there. This morning. And like Amy said, I just need to keep it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect, or something like that. It's nice at least to feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. I head back to the dorms to wash and change to my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off. Oh, I remember this scene. And get out of the stall to put on my clothes. And out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Sup? What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem?
I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man.
What do you mean all over the place? I want to ask if he's been looking for me like that, stark naked, but hold my tongue back. I finally realized I'm still naked too and quickly hold down my shirt in front of me. But why not the towel? But Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up, but then why doesn't he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad it's like he's perpetually seeing through fog?
You know, your room and... Yeah, that's it. Hey, I mean, I still had to get up. For whatever, it's not important. Can I borrow some money?
He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look very casual. It doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window pane-sized glasses. Talking neutrally like this, wearing nothing feels awkward. Actually, somehow, it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. To say nothing of the fact that he's naked as well. I try to brush the feeling off with little success. Money? Sure.
Awesome!
Wait, why do you need it?
Can't you just give it to me because I had the goodwill not to run through your pockets while you were in the shower? I could have no, but I had exercise restraint. And in the end, isn't it what that counts? Come on, be a pal.
This makes no sense whatsoever. If it's the thought that counts, I should withhold payment, since his thoughts were so thoroughly impure, and his intentions are probably even more sinister since he can't tell me what they are. I say as much to him.
I'm offended, man, but if that is your gain, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza, and I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest.
I get some of the pizza too, right?
No! You just worked out, man. You can't get this to waste.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll give you some, but you have class. You don't have time to eat pizza. And you worked out, so you can't lose the gain of workout.
I mean, unfortunately, that is a little bit true. But you know what? I've seen something interesting at my old workplace. Protein. I think there is something like a protein pizza, and I'm curious a little bit. Unless it's something you need to drop into the microwave, then out of the question for me. Never. What the? Wow, seriously? Yeah, I think I wouldn't like it. Anyway.
Yeah!
What about you?
I'm not going to class, man. I have to wait for the pizza and pay the guy, and then eat it. It's not easy. You have to obtain a pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you and the pizza, and they will ask for a slice.
Sell it at a higher price.
It's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a piece. Then you're left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before. That's how I know. Every day I plan my vengeance so that when the people who wrong me order pizza will be there. Ever vigilant.
Kenji strikes a dramatic pose completely without irony.
But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Let me tell you what happened last time. I went out while carefully planning it out in advance. I was outside. I can't remember what I was doing. Something. Standing. Maybe wondering how I got there. And then out of nowhere it happened. Like a flash of lightning splitting the sky, like how you split a sandwich into two equal pieces to make it more manageable to hold the needed bird crap on my head. It was the second most shocking moment of my life!
What was the first? He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. Is he just trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me. Now that I think about it, if you're at this point of the video, hopefully someone, does Kenji have more scenes, or is it the same thing as previously?
It was like in the openings to some kind of anime show, you know, how there is always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival, and they fly at each other and clash swords, and there's like dramatic color auras and zoom. It was like that, but with poo.
Okay.
So yeah, I need some money, please. Don't leave me hanging, man. I'll need like 1,000 yen.
I thought it was 400.
Okay,
What?
I'll pay you back, I swear.
You better. That's what it means to borrow stuff.
I don't know when I'm able to pay you back for.
You have 1 week. Kenji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow, a particularly disturbing fact given that his button is conductively freely.
We didn't need to know that. You're not supposed to be so tight-assed about bond between brothers-in-laws, man. Men have it bad enough as this. Do you know that male porn stars only make about half what female porn stars make?
Actually, yeah. That doesn't mean anything unless you're into that industry.
So maybe I am on the side, struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda, and you can't even spot me. You're cramps. You bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody.
Wait, is it true actually? No, wait, shut the I don't remember now. Was it true or was it the other way around actually? I'm not sure anymore. Let's see. I don't know where I'm. Why am I even googling this? I don't need this. Pay is hardly equal. Yes. For a typical scene, there is compensation of 800 to 1,000, and top tier performance get 1,500 to 2,000. Okay, but newcomer could earn as little as 300. Well, male guys really. Okay, so dudes can average 500 to 600% or day, and some can pull 7 to 900, and the most popular 1,500. Yes. Okay, what about? Okay, you said about guys. What about the gals? They don't give the numbers. Okay, some 52,000 per year. Someone. I don't even know this name. This name I recognize, but they didn't say anything about money. Yeah, I mean, only one person is said that she might be getting 52,000 per year, and other stuff, as I read just a second ago. Anyway, wouldn't feminists be against that kind of industry in the first place? This feminist agenda stuff again.
This stuff is important. I can see that you don't give a shit, but this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy. Make no mistake. You take them lightly and you'll wake up in the morning with a knife in your back, BAM! Out of nowhere.
How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep?
Women are terrible at stabbing things.
I thought you just said don't take them lightly.
Well, I mean, don't take them lightly for the big things. Individuals were not a threat, but if there was some kind of war, like a big war, with men on one side and the feminist forces on the other side, it would be pretty ugly.
Yeah, like, the funny part, I'm not saying all feminists are bad, but there are those that go strangely very far with their approaches, right? I don't care really. I mean, I'm not getting into that topic actually. Let's not get into it. No point.
And that day will come, when the feminists come out of their central, top-secret, worldwide feminist headquarters and say, "It's on now, motherfreakers!"
You're being ridiculous. There is no big worldwide feminist headquarters building. Or is there? Where would they even hide it? I mean, it would have to be massive. You couldn't hide it on Earth. Someone would notice a big quarters with women only in it. Hey, hide something in plain sight and nobody will notice.
Who said it was on Earth?
I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning face mirror so that I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. He can't see me from this distance anyway. Which unfortunately means that he just keeps on ranting without any regard to sense or sensibility.
Yeah, there is a war going on. A war not many know about. But it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world. Then we'll have to pick sides. We'll have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it, the bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict without end. Imagine.
I just read this.
I almost gave up when I thought this was silly. When I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight. When I mistook the time, the power went out for a feminist raid, and thought the end was near. But then I realized that if I gave up, it would be all over. And I was like, whoa! And knew I had to get serious. Because I'm the last sane man in an East Side world. It's about duty.
Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one naked guy renting the bathroom with another naked guy.
So, can I have the money?
He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked and I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money.
Awesome, thanks dude. We should go bowling later on.
Bowling?
Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no wind bowlers either. That's not true. Make it also the manliest sport. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes or the pastel green with flower accents?
They're bowling clothes.
Maybe.
Anyway, you had better pay me back.
I can pay you back in stuff, right?
I don't have time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I know. I have to get to class. You're kind of in the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up, and I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come.
The time for what?
Just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come.
For what?
I had to use the bathroom. Get out of it.
I was just going to... and what does the... It's a big bathroom.
So, I have to be alone or can go. The pressure.
Okay, what if someone else comes in?
I'll think of something.
I give him my practice frown. It looks kind of silly reflecting in the glasses. He either does notice or doesn't see anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as for an eternity has passed since I woke up. That is time I'll never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. But again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize that this is a good reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking astounded as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. Steps in on her own accord after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom.
Excuse me?
She calls in the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily.
Hisao? Good morning. I didn't hear you come in.
I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here. Just asleep until now.
Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance?
No. She seems to come in only just before the bell rings or after that. Do you want to tell her something for you?
No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here.
I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, yes.
You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing, I think. So, anyway. It's a very busy morning today, the festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the forms at the last minute, maybe that is why it's so quiet today. Hi!
And the silence has disappeared. Okay. Now that I think about it, I like Misha because she's so energetic and so on, but the fact that she's so loud would probably drive me nuts. I really like my silence. Misha pops in the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch.
Hi, Hip-chan!
Hi.
Look, it's the class representative! Hello!
Lily's mind is probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look.
Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right?
I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in grounds for us to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. I mean, who would get along with Shizune, let's face it. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know. Shizune is present and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune to be the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out, for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You were here early, Shizune.
You were here even earlier than us!
Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird for that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. As you know. You are the representative. You are the student council head. And look at that, I'm here before you. What the heck? What is the meaning of this? Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start waving whether or not I should apologize, should it? Shizune has already moved on.
Class rep, it's a good thing you're here, we have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already had in their projected budget reports for their events, even the first years except you. There is still time to hand it, isn't there?
Of course there is.
Today! The deadline is today! You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have all of this paperwork days ago, but someone had to say the deadline. Please, extend it!
Hey, I mean, if the deadline is today, it's today. 11:59 p.m. That's right.
Yeah, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task. And a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work on such a complex issue completely.
Now that I think about it, you know how the crappy student council president was preparing the supposed fresh election half a year earlier? It seems like this event, for example, has not been planned for so long. I don't like Shizuna.
Do you want to know what's harder than disturbing the foods for one class event, huh? And the same matter for every class in a school and the same and the same. The one who does that is me.
Cool. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Whoa, she's really getting the draw. Really does look like she's very amused for. Hey, Shizuna, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left.
Please, Hisao, it's alright.
Lee seems happy that I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself.
If it is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please?
Shizuna, she might not have it on her this exact second. You dump.
It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class.
She emphasized the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizuna Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. Question mark. Well, I'm not going there. I guess word must have gone around, so now she's using me as an ammo against Shizuna. This just gets better and better.
It was your responsibility. Budget report isn't stuff you should just be delegating away. As a class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for progress surgery is really just terrible.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, by the way. Just because, no, it's a whole class project, not just hers. Someone else can be delegated for that.
They completed it, being capable of doing so, because I have trust in them. But the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back with me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay.
Although Misha misses Lily's little job entirely, Shizuna doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge.
Lee, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes after their busy lives to draw something that will affect the enjoyment for their entire class?
Yeah, now imagine in that school, a deadly virus was around, and those 2 students were supposed to isolate themselves for, let's say, 2 weeks. But no, I have to drop something and spread the virus this way. I mean, hey, that's a very good comparison, I would say. They are sick. They can't. What's wrong with you? Lee opens her mouth to say something, but Shizuna closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal.
And what's with that attitude? I said that it's stuff you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or are you not? Tell me names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something that simple yourself. 1 form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of.
Lee's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizuna see how settled she's becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizuna, on the other hand, rubs her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lilly can neither hear nor see how excited she is. How dumb you have to be to be so excited about that.
Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you.
I mean, certainly that hair problem is more difficult. I mean, I don't want to compare, but still, I would say losing vision is definitely more difficult to deal with than not being able to speak or hear. I mean, definitely. Most definitely. Lilly tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of the sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lilly don't like each other. I don't like Shizune. That much is clear. But this seems a little much. It seems like Lilly has had enough and is ready to push back.
I was actually discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own.
She's not talented. She's not. She's just annoying.
Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're accusing me of yourself.
No, I accuse you of having a shitty personality.
I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you.
Yeah.
You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. It's not hard to guess which one you might represent.
The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, for even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of the conversation.
Hey John, don't you slack off either.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you taking part in the festival, John? You aren't, are you? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I will do better than Shizune, obviously. I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. Let's say, okay. Come on, cut me and Lilly some slack. Don't drag me into this, I've done my part. I kinda am tempted for the first one, well. Let's see. Once again, I have to turn on the guide because I forgot to. But I have it saved up in bookmarks, so that's good. I mean, as I said, we are cheating our way now, okay? We are cheating our way right now. Anyone remembers what was the last choice for? I feel like they are not writing in this guide the entire choices. Let's go. Hey, come on, cut me and Lilly some slack. Let's go. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted.
That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week.
Lilly taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with both of us.
Excuses, Miss Classroom has had plenty of time to do her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success.
Who'd want to work with you? Nobody. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... Actually, I'm sure I don't want to join you. Should have. I don't have time for this right now, no matter what I do. It will be being drawn to a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. Lilly, class is going to starting soon, so we can talk more later. I told Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Yes! Nice! That's what we should be doing actually from the very beginning. In the previous route as well.
Thank you, Hisao. I'll leave now then.
She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week, and turns her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lilly walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. So I go to the vending machine. Or something. I can feel her eyes burning into my back and can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I don't care. I keep expecting Misha to say something to elevate tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Yes. We are on a warpath! Kenji, prepare your weapons! Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I had to tell her that Lilly was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of the morning class pretty boring comparison, I turned the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk and blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. Auntie Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Oh no, please leave me alone. She's signing so fast that her hands make noise like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. I mean, isn't she constantly angry for? Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down, whatever discussing, it looks like serious business. And I don't care. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing tongue twisters, and then on top of that she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. I don't understand how Misha managed to fall for Shizune. I don't. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down their seats again.
Wow, I'm so tired.
She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I'll use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into a student council again. That'll affect the door. It's now closed for me.
Yes, yes, yes!
Festival preparation must be tough for you.
That was a sarcastic remark, by the way.
Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. I don't know, I wouldn't talk to them, to be honest. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they are always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore me or stare at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing to speech for me. She did so well it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously.
Well, of course, we're in the student council now, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail.
I'm pretty sure they don't give a damn.
That's why there must be no flaws, I think that was encumbrances. No, nothing that might make the festival short to perfect.
Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting to them.
Oh, hello?
I look over my shoulder and see Hanako appearing timed in the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door.
Hey, playing delinquent again?
Oh my god, Misha, would you shut the fuck up right now? Hanako blushed hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Oh no, this... Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to lean and start backing away, to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by associating of her dislike of Lilly. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako?
Has Lily been here? Sorry, I haven't seen Sato. She came by in the morning for...
Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What's she trying to do? Of course, Shizune is going to look away. And she's independent enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. She's a goddamn bully, and isn't she?
She is. She is.
I mean, she knows for sure that Hanako is not good with dealing with people in general. And she does that. Oh my god. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. Normal. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems.
Do you know where she is? If she hasn't censored her head, she's in a class working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at?
Well, definitely not in Shanghai. If you know what I'm talking about. You know. You need to find her. She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you had to miss her each. You have missed each other. She waits without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question.
Yeah.
I can come with you. If it's okay. Hanako nods fractionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get a feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly. One that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I can't understand why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. Is dinner time soon? We're replying to it with Lily. She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get into the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako could be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. I haven't noticed it earlier. But it is a slope down, isn't it? It's not stairs, it's literally the slope. That's pretty cool. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together. Something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. What? Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing though. Even though we are walking the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping her, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there is not much of a crowd there, but Lilly is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already?
Just at the library I was reading.
So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. So not exactly a thorough surgeon. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own class, like Shizune said, right? Right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silent bit one's hovering on the edge of both our minds. So, you usually hang out together after class, right?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious after all. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I expect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. Gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible.
Lily comes by the classroom even when she's busy.
She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more. Both us content that the discussion reached an end.
You know what? I'm kind of curious now.
Library, right chance, introduce yourself. Cute. Talk, your choice. Oh boy. Interesting. Okay, so over here there is little difference. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. I was comparing Hanako and Lilly's route, okay? Because I thought, okay, those seem super similar. I mean, like, not similar, but they are together, spending time together and so on, you know? So I thought, okay, it's gotta be this, right? Like, the choices will be the same for some time. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see where exactly this is going. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright?
Just keep going.
I wonder if this is because of some fire or what the heck. I'm not sure. We'll find out probably, right? The students pass us without as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up to my side again as we enter the building. Her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be a pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lilly acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would have even been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strange silence, while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we are making super long episodes now, I think. Like with Shizune, it wasn't that like that, right? I mean, we've made 2 so far, I believe. Yeah, 2. This is the 3rd one. And I mean, for supposed Lily's ending, we've made 2. And they were both like 90 minutes, right? This is also probably going to be over an hour. Okay, for some reason the YouTube won't load. Whatever. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from hallway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup? I wonder. What? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the 2 of us reached the door to class 3-2, with Hanako listening subtly, positioning herself behind me. I opened the door.
Ooh, nice.
Inside is a hive of activities, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hardly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lilly. There! Spotted! Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathered around her as she stands at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path through the various students, hunches over the floor for a lack of desk space. I raise her hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lilly. Hi, Lilly. She perks her up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably small girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best as she can.
Sorry, who?
Sorry, Hisao. I left Hanako too. I have Hanako. I brought her.
Hi.
She's pretty skittish, considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. He takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again.
For the moment, just ask Moria for his advice. Kenji's...
What? I mean, actually, that makes sense. Because he also has the eyesight problem, right? I mean, I think he sees a little bit. I mean, he sees definitely a bit because he doesn't use the cane, but I mean, still that problem is high. So it makes sense they would be in one class. Yeah. Okay.
Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already.
Maybe we'll get some other scenes with Kenji as well. Ain't it fun? But this guy is so freaking hilarious. We need more of him in this game. A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? A quick turner about, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him.
Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand.
That's right, class 3-2 was specially for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous for them. That's what I said! That's what I said! Previously, kind of. Need a hand? I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She clearly nods in affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lee gives a noticeable sigh of relief.
Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help.
Kenji? Sure! She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her.
I take it you've met?
Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really.
Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast.
Friend? Wonder if that's the right word for use for him.
Best friend.
Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right?
That's right. Just ask if you have any problems.
Caressing innocent, Hanako and I begin to another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Hey Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large half-painted kanji that's sketched on the sheet in pencil. Kenji!
Huh? What? Who is it?
If this is the way he treats class members, it's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's me, Hisao.
Right, I know that man. What are you here for?
His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must try to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. That's me actually. And I also don't like getting help, but let's not get into it. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. I was just going to help with the banner, Hanako, and that is.
Hello.
Oh, hey, I guess that's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about face. His sudden hospitality is slightly unsettling. Alright, woman, on second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all. Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, napping the several small paintings on the ground around it. Class 3-2. Noodle stall. You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday?
Yeah, some stalls outside or something.
Or so. His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first of all. So, how do you want to split this? We do borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders?
Text is mine. You do the borders.
He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab the brush, and Hanako's already debating between colors to use. By the time I've put brush to clove, she's already started on delicate pattern. Looks like my day out taking her mind off everyone around her. Worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially for.
Okay, man. Why are you here?
Hanako just wanted some help to find Lilly, that's all. He apparently approves of my motivations.
I get it. It looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover.
I should have guessed. I love this guy! Letting the truth slip by him was probably better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why we're here?
Obviously. It sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. We gotta stick together, man. This is a hard school, a harsh world.
Yeah, very harsh. He missed my true meaning as he leans back. Satisfied I'm sympathetic to his cause. I'd better get down to work. I love this guy.
Finished.
Looks like I'm too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage for hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there is only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lee and a couple of students talking among themselves in the classroom. Look at my watch, it's no surprise. I don't wear one again. I'm not going out anywhere today, so whatever. It's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend even to there, just how much of her body was burned? I guess I got an answer to what exactly happened. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner.
It does, I guess.
Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. You don't know how I actually want to go with the Hanako route right now. Like, I should have not checked it if it's similar. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lilly as we cross the room. We've finished the banner, I guess that's all that needs to be done. Lee gives an appreciative nod.
Thank you, Hisao, Hanako. If there is any way I can thank you.
It's fine, it's fine. Beats seeing my room starting at any rate.
I don't mind either.
She nods before suddenly remembering one last person.
Oh, is Kenji still here?
Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room.
Yeah, just finished.
He carefully slides his sign to the empty section of the shelf to dry before quickly walking past us and out the door.
See ya, man.
Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lee before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone.
I hope we don't have to do anything like that again.
Working past school time?
Indeed, the classes planned this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. They still look nice, for.
She's right, it shows that a lot of work is going into them.
My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there is not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late, should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll tag along if that's not a problem. The nighttime lightning really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms trying to eke the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps in addition to Lilly's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn.
Tired?
Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizune took me kind of off guard for. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mention of their rather public spot. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it.
About that. I'm sorry about it being so public. Shouldn't I go back some ways?
Now that I think about it. I mean, given Shizune's personality, if she had voice, I mean, you know, it's just, you know, making a theory that I believe would be true. If she had voice and hearing, and she had the same personality she has, like completely the same, and let's say she would be at work, you know, usual work, and let's say she would have a higher position. So basically, let's say, you know, she's a student council president, so let's say she has this power at work as well. I'm worried, actually I'm not worried, but I'm sure the problem with her would be she would not talk about someone's mistakes, you know, one-on-one, but she would just straight up go to that person and talk about it in front of other people. And yeah, I would freaking hate that. That's such a crappy way to approach, by the way. Her voice seems slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced to Kanako for her views on this, but her expression is as surprisingly evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered.
I'll be glad once the festival's over in the case.
The change of topics welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine. My old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this.
Yamaku stressed the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals and such special occasions.
And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Isn't this actually how it is in Japanese schools? When they do festivals, the students are doing the stuff? Isn't this like it? I think it is like that. Unless I'm wrong. Whatever. Hanako and Lee both chuckling agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling. Or are they?
I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku. Compared to there, Yamaku is much more relaxed.
Now that I think, I don't know if it's a thing in Poland. It is? Wait. Seriously? I mean, I've never heard of any school being in Poland like this, but there is. Oh shit. I mean, like, I know there are private schools and public schools. I was only in public schools for my university, I guess could be considered private, kind of. Whatever, really. Doesn't matter, right? But, like, in the close vicinity, I've never heard of the existence of just, like, straight, just girls or just boys schools. Really, never. I mean, I guess those are, like, super silent about existing here. Then again, I only know that there is stuff like this in Japan and in England, right? I've heard of those. Other countries, I don't know how it looks. But I guess it's also kind of normal for that to exist. Anyway, that will go away towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come out to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. And probably different buildings, right? See you, Lilly, Hanako. The two both give polite nods before heading off to the women's dorms just next to the guys, and I was correct. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there is a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long, before walking to my room. It feels good to actually have direction though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework and teachers seem almost a blessing. There is something about it. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy's bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. We'll find out if he managed to wake up and go jogging in the next episode coming up tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you there and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.